Hi, today's Sunday, June 15th, and it's Father's Day. I sang at church this morning and had my phone off, and when I turned it on at 10:30, there was a message on my phone telling me that Robbie had an episode at his group home. He attacked the girl who was working with him. They called 911 and they took him off to Trinitas Hospital. Now, as soon as I hear Trinitas, I immediately get upset because 3-4 years ago when Robbie was in his first group home, it was in Elizabeth, New Jersey, which is an area, if you're not from New Jersey, it's not the nicest area. It's not quite Newark, but it's almost. I was never happy with him living in that town, but I had no choice. It was the only group home that would take him, being under the age of 21. And Robbie had a seizure, and they took him in the ambulance to Trinitas Hospital, and they didn't let the staff come in the room with him, so he was left alone in a hospital bed in the emergency room by himself, completely nonverbal, in the hospital, afraid, having a seizure, and he very well could have gotten up and walked out of the hospital and no one even would have known. So thank God, as soon as he had the seizure, they called me and I got there. It's a half hour away from my house, but at least I got there. So he's in Trinitas right now, which is upsetting to me. They have a behavioral health wing or something. I've never been there, but I know in Robbie's old group home that there was a kid that used to get very violent and had behavior issues, and every time he had an issue and the staff couldn't handle him, they call 911 and they take him off to Trinitas. And they stick him in the hospital for a month or a couple of months or whatever to be observed by, who knows, I don't know, psychiatrists or whatever. I know that this is a way that some parents get their kids into group homes. They send them off to Trinitas and leave them in the hospital when they have these behaviors, and then they become, the ward of the state or whatever, and then they place them in homes with people that can't handle them. So every time they have a behavior, they're back in the hospital again. This is just, the whole system is awful. So this is how I'm going to spend my Father's Day. I am on my way down to Trinitas Hospital right now to go see what's going on, and hopefully Robbie will calm down. And I don't know why he had the behavior, because I called the house, and the girl that was watching him is the same girl that brought him on prom day for his photos, and he was in a great mood. He was all smiles that day. He was laughing and silly and smiling, so I knew he likes her just by his behavior. So this has nothing to do with her. It was because she was trying to take him to church, and I think he just didn't want to go, because I've had staff tell me in the couple of different group homes that he's been at that when they tried to get him dressed to go to church on a Sunday morning, he refused, and he just didn't want to go because they gave him breakfast. He was watching his movies. He thought he was going to relax and hang out that day, and then they tried to get him to go out, and he just didn't want to go. So I called and made 3 phone calls this morning and talked to supervisors and everybody, and I said, how long is he going to stay in the hospital? Because he's never been brought to the behavior wing before. And they said until he calms down, until they can figure out what caused the behavior. He didn't want to go to church. It's as simple as that. He just didn't want to go. So I'm going to go head down there now and go talk to whoever, doctors, nurses, whatever, and see if I can get him discharged. I'm thinking I may even just bring him home here and have him stay with me overnight. Maybe I can get them to discharge him to me instead of to the group home. So we'll see. I gotta go drive into the hood now. So my husband's family had a memorial service yesterday, and all the relatives are here from Arizona, South Carolina, North Carolina. So he is over at his cousin's house visiting with them today. And I just had to call him and tell him that Robbie's in Trinitas Hospital. Happy Father's Day!
Right. Turn right on Ingersoll Terrace, then turn right. Turn right on Morris Avenue. Left on Railroad Place, then turn right. Turn right on Williamson Street, then arrive at address 225, on right.
Supposed to turn here, or where am I supposed to go? I don't even know where the heck I'm supposed to park. Parking garage, straight ahead. All right, here we go. I don't speak Spanish, so it's hard when I come to this place because I didn't know where to park until I saw the next sign. Then I realized, oh, okay, I can't park here, so I had to go upstairs. Anyway, I'm on my way in the hospital.
Some things are private.
Hey, Rob. What happened?
Smile, Robbie.
What's going on, dude? What's going on, silly? Did you like your M&Ms? Yes? Yes? Yeah. He doesn't want the blanket on because he thinks that means I have to go to sleep, right? We don't want to go to sleep. We're watching movies? Yes? We got to sit here for 2 hours, Rob. Just so you know. Huh.
He is here for the broken, life to the one who isn't dead. He is peace to the wounded and hope for the helpless.
Okay, so here's what's going on. DDD is the Division of Developmental Disabilities through the state of New Jersey. Robbie is under them. So there's another organization, SAT or something like that, that has to come in and evaluate Robbie and decide whether he's going to stay overnight in the hospital or not. I need to sit here for probably 2 hours and wait for SAT to get here, evaluate the situation, talk to them. They're going to try to figure out what caused the behavior. I need to talk to them and explain to them that he's changed his group home twice, and they keep changing staff, and he's just frustrated because he can't communicate, and it's as simple as that. So since I've been here, I gave him some M&Ms, and Mommy's here, and he's fine, and he smiles, and he's happy. So hopefully we will not have to stay overnight. I explained to them that because Robbie's had seizures and overnights in the hospital, he does not want to be in the hospital. That's not a solution to the problem. All he needs is Mommy, and he's better now, and that's it. He said they may look into, if they discharge him, they may bring people to the group home to work with staff and train them and whatever, so who knows, I don't know. It could be a good thing, but I can't really be recording here in the hospital, so after I meet with them, I'll let you know what happens. Yeah, he's looking like he's gonna cry. I don't know why. You okay, my love? You okay? Here.
He is here for the broken,
What's wrong, honey? Don't cry. Why? You never cry. Baby, you never cry.
He is peace to the wounded and hope for the helpless one.
It's gonna be okay, sweetie. It's gonna be okay. We don't have to stay. We're gonna leave. Okay?
Be still, my
Okay.
soul.
All right. The guy from SAT came in, we talked, and he's going to discharge Robbie to me. I'm going to take him home and have him spend the night at my house with me. But as soon as the guy came in, Robbie started to cry, which is really weird. Robbie never cries. And then you could see as I was giving him popcorn, he looked like he was going to cry. Now he's getting really agitated again. I'm actually almost getting nervous to take him home because I'm afraid he's probably going to go after me because his mood has just changed on a dime. He went from happy to crying to angry. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he doesn't feel well. I don't know. I hope this is not leading up to a seizure. I hope to God that it's not. I think he's getting annoyed with me filming, so I'm going to shut my camera off and give him some more candy and see if that cheers him up.
Patiently upon the Lord, be still my soul.
Esta es la que más regala en New York, la XX.
Yo, Spider de Passaic, New Jersey. Yo sé que tú eres bien fanática de Jennifer Lopez, so I'm not even going to ask the question.
Of course.
Entonces, how does this sound? Que tú te vayas para el Foxwoods Resort Casino el 20...
Hey, we're gonna drive through the ghetto with mine. I gotta roll with it, baby. Talk dirty to me, Rob. I gotta turn the bass up. Alright, so I brought Robbie home, and when I was looking at him in the hospital, I said, oh, he really needs a haircut. So I started cutting his hair. I washed it first. I started cutting it, and there were white things coming out on my comb. And I don't know if it's dandruff, which he's had before, or I thought it was looking a little like lice to me, and I got really grossed out. So instead of cutting his hair, I just buzzed it all off. And there we go. Say hi, Rob. Yeah, I know it looks bad. He looks like a mental patient. He actually now looks like he just got out of the mental hospital. Poor kid. But in my defense, I've always buzzed both my boys every summer because they just get too hot. David's head always gets too hot and sweaty, so I always buzz him, and then I just buzz Robbie too. And when he first went in his group home, they didn't wash his hair, which bugged me and grossed me out. That's when I started seeing the dandruff and the greasy hair, and I got grossed out, and I just buzzed it all off because I figure, well, if they don't know how to wash his hair, then he won't have hair, and then at least he looks clean. But now that he's getting older and his hairline's receding, it's making him look old. Poor guy. Yeah, but he thinks it's funny. He doesn't care. He likes it. He thinks it's funny. Anyway, all right, we're off for our drive. We're going to drive around, and maybe we'll stop and see Dad for a little while over at his cousin's house. So the girl that was watching him in the hospital, one of the aides from his house, she was there with him in the hospital. And since Robbie had wet his pants, she left and she went and got him a change of clothes and a diaper and stuff. And since I was bringing him to stay overnight, she packed a bag for me, but I forgot to tell her to pack DVDs for him. So I have nothing for him at my house to watch. I think I have one DVD, that's it. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him tonight after dinner when he winds down to, I don't have anything for him to watch. And I've been wanting to buy him the movie Frozen because I know how popular that movie is and all the kids really, really love it. So we're going to take a ride down to Target and go buy him the movie Frozen so we have something to watch later. Let it go, let it go. We're going to get that one, Rob. Go see Daddy. Mommy did that.
What you doing, dude? Give me a hug.
Give Daddy a kiss. Say Happy Father's Day, Dad. No. No.
Where you going to visit?
I got food for him.